We'll be going live here in just.
And I'm sure I think she's a little.
You got your mic on? Testing.
Yeah, Barbara, who's getting ready to do fall decoration.
We are allowed this. Sure.
Call the meeting to order at 5:15.
Good evening. We're calling that meeting to order at 5:59 PM on September 9th, 2024. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We could just take a moment of silence. Mr. Britt, we'll give you an opportunity to look at the minutes from the last meeting if you have not had opportunity to do so. After then, we will ask for any corrections or to the minutes. And if there aren't any, then we will normally vote to adopt them. So if you'd like to just take some time to go over the previous minutes.
I motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Can I get a second?
I second that motion, that motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion will be carried to accept the minutes as presented. Items of discussion, we're going to make a small alteration here. We're going to do fall decorations first, and then we will go with the agenda as printed, if that's okay with everybody. So having said that, we're looking at coming up on a very exciting time here around Graham. Fall decorations has always been something that people come and they look, and so we want to make real good decisions. We do have some materials left from last year. And Mr. Evan Workman, our liaison, he has taken pride in getting us a list of what we have. We have some that's stored downstairs, and we have some that's presented here tonight. We will also open for new ideas, and I do have some other ideas that he'll be showing us later. So these things look like some scarecrows. It appears that we have 4 different locations set up. Is that right, guys?
Yes.
So we have 4 different locations.
Excuse me, do we have a picture from last year?
Yes, I can pull.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and pull those up too, as you guys request. But yeah, these,
So these were found downstairs. So Mr. Edlin, if you want to go ahead on and just make an explanation of what we have, that'd be great.
sure. I looked through them a little bit. This box is basically, and I'll show it in the picture. There was a planter, one of the downtown planters last year that was used, and these scarecrows were put into that planter, just kind of made it look like a fall pumpkin patch kind of vibe. And that's basically what's in this box. There's some leaf garland right here that would be placed over something like that, just to make it more fall. This kind of had more of a Halloween thing. There is a nice wreath here that I didn't see how that was used. And also, it's just occurring to me, these may be city hall decorations. They may not be actual downtown decorations because of the wreath and the,
I think the wreath was on the clock.
oh, okay, was it?
Wasn't it like wasn't there something on the clock and the,
Okay. Well, let me pull up the last year pictures, just for you guys. May not be what you want to do, but I'll look, at least to show you guys what they had going on. So that's, see some of the scarecrows and the garland right
Can
there.
we get Cal up to date on what? So.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you seen the hang straw bales, or I should say straw bales throughout town. Okay, and then last year we had decorated things like this. So now we're talking about what do we have left from
Yeah.
weathering and doing it again. So,
Okay.
okay.
So, some of the decorations, we weren't able to save, because it rained and so some of the things were put away wet. So of course we had to discard those. But we have some new ideas for this year. We will be using some of the garland, some of the fall garland, the pumpkins. People weren't as favorable to the blue pumpkins, and you guys can voice your opinions on those, but those were things that people were saying, not really feeling that, but we can look at what we have and see what we need to purchase. Some of the new ideas are involving flowers, silk flower arrangements and some potters and just some pumpkins, just keeping it kind of simple. So it's not so much, but just enough to be tasteful. We have that's one of the planters and flowers that we're suggesting. That's another one. The planters themselves does not come with the silk flowers. And I'm not really sure what the cost is. I didn't have time to kind of look that up. But I understand that we can get some that look like tin but are not, and they are less expensive. And we can actually get some tin ones that don't cost as much. So it just matters on where we choose to buy our products from. Amazon has some really good prices. Those are the things that we found today, Bernadette and I. And so that would go into a mixture. We saw the garland that's shown there, Evan,
So which one?
that's shown there in one of the boxes downstairs to the left. So I think that was ours, yeah. So I think that did belong to us. As far as the scarecrows, it's my recommendation, maybe we just replace those with just some sunflowers and different fall flowers. Okay, that's my suggestion.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and if we have enough for all four, because see, most of them were destroyed. But we could buy some more. I don't think they're that expensive. I think I looked at them, they were $5.16. Hobby Lobby is having a 40% sale right now on fall decorations, which may help us a lot with our budget. That's Amazon. That's $19.99 for that decoration, for that, and that's $19.99. Keep in mind, the planners are not included. So just open the floor now for suggestions and ideas. Sandy has also submitted some ideas. She took out a time of her day to kind of look at some stuff. She is looking at her schedule to see what days she can help us. What I like to do is just open it up to the downtown business owners and giving them opportunity to come out and also help your wife, your husbands, anybody that would be interested. We're trying to get this done before the fall festival. So if we can, it's gonna be the
The pumpkin bash?
the fall festival that Sandy and those are organizing.
Oh, Sandy, I have not, that's not a city event, so I had not heard of that one.
Okay.
But
It's-
if there is a date, you can get to me and I can get it out. But if you
Okay.
think it's in the 20s.
The 20s is somewhere in the
Yeah.
20s
Of September.
of September.
Oh, of September.
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah, yes, it's
September.
coming up.
okay.
From my understanding, and she wasn't able to be here tonight. She had a previous engagement already booked. So, but she also sent this, which again is just the hay, the pumpkins, and some nice mums, excluding the scarecrows. And so we can do a mixture. I think the scarecrows are being saying, yeah, we want those. So I'll go with the majority. The blue pumpkins were something that people said were distasteful, so I don't know how they actually looked last year. Do we have a picture? That's them now.
Mhm.
This is what we found, and I don't know where they are in a picture, so we can compare. Is that one of our,
That's-
yeah,
Mhm.
and with the wreath, with the bow that we were using on that picture, yes, it kind of, to me, it made a connection. But people are saying, well, I don't know about blue pumpkins. So the picture that's displayed there with it, it has the blue pumpkin. I don't know where the blue pumpkin came from.
Mm.
I have no idea. what the origination was.
Yeah, I
But-
like.
But it's open for the floor, just
Well,
to,
one of the, I mean, they don't all have to be exactly the same, so.
So are we
if
looking,
have them in their good shape. I
are we
They are
going
in
to
good
do
shape.
4 of them again?
and we could spray paint them. That's another idea. We could spray paint them a metallic orange or a gold or something like that. So we could definitely, use them and maybe just have them recovered with another color. Just a suggestion. Do you know what they're made of? Are they plastic or what is that
They're like
material?
Foam inside. Yeah.
Foam, because you would have to buy the paint. to
So
cover
what,
the
so
stuff.
what's our ultimate goal is to do 4 on the corners, like, you know, one welcoming you in on Main Street, one over there off of Hardin, and then around Court Square, like, and so if that's our goal of 4 or 5, whatever,
Mhm.
then Sandy would be on the corner of
Hardin.
Hardin, and she's
Mhm.
already done her windows. Then I'm sure the Graham Soda Shop would probably, they always do something really pretty.
And the
Yeah.
brick.
That's where that one was. That's
And
Yeah.
Soda Shop.
there, on that corner, Passions.
So
yeah.
is it worth us talking to the business owners that have a stake at that area to see if they already have plans of something, and then us to use our stuff where maybe there isn't a plan?
I think, yes, I think we should include them and give them some consideration of what they would want it to look like. And you may find that most people will say, really doesn't matter. You guys do a great job. Just go ahead on whatever you're planning. But I think to incorporate them, it just kind of gives them a door of welcoming, trying to say, we welcome your opinion, we want your opinion, we want you involved, because we want to get more involvement from the downtown business owners. You know, I don't know if that's the way.
I wonder if I mean, of course, we want hay bales again, and we could potentially coordinate the same person we did last year. That was didn't he donate those? It was our past,
Ms.
Yeah,
Purcell's
it was-
brother.
yeah, his
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah,
I think he donated those, but we could figure out, but if
he
we
delivered them.
delivered them,
Mhm.
okay, we do.
I may have heard differently, and I did not make it downtown today, but I thought that someone said that they were already out.
Oh, the bales of hay are out. Chuck,
Okay, okay.
Chuck put those out for us
Gotcha.
this
So we
year.
don't have to worry about that.
Oh,
Yeah, they're already out. There's 4.
oh,
There's 4 already out.
okay.
And just
And stacks of 3, I think.
Just for my clarification too, as I started the liaisoning for you guys around the turn of the year, how did it work last year? Did you guys meet up at a specific time and go out and decorate in a day?
We had various, time scheduling.
Okay.
It was granted on your availability.
Sure, sure. It may be something, I can do a Google Doc kind of thing and send it out to you guys. That way, oh, excuse me, I could give you guys some options and let everybody put in their availability. And sometimes if 2 or 3 or all 4 of you guys are available, you can meet up and decorate a little bit at a time. Or if you guys want to do one day meeting at lunch and going for a couple hours, that's up to you guys. I'm just saying, be sure to talk about that too amongst yourselves and have an idea that you guys are going to have to meet up and do some of this decorating, for sure, before the date that Ms. Clark Baldwin was talking about for the fall festival.
Excuse me, the fall festival is on the 28th at 10 a.m.
28th, yeah.
September
that was the
28th, okay.
20th, So that gives us roughly 2 weeks. My availability is any day during the week
Mhm.
after 1. That's a sure thing. I'm back here. 12:30 normally, but by 1, I know I can definitely be here. And Saturday mornings.
Sure.
So I'm pretty open.
What day did you just say?
The 28th.
Oh, the 28th. Okay.
The 28th. And Sandy has mentioned a Wednesday that she may be available. I'm not sure which Wednesday, if it was going to be like day after tomorrow, or if it was a Wednesday week. And she was rushing with the client, so we were back and forth. But some other business owners may want to help. And she thought it would be a good idea to kind of incorporate them, at least just go see what their thoughts are. And just say, this is what we're doing. Once we get our schedule together, this is what we're doing. If you can join us on either one of these days and times, we'd be more than welcome to get your help. But I don't think it's going to take as much as the emphasis was put on it last year. I think we wasted more time not decorating than decorating, because just, we need some more sticks, I think, to put into the pumpkins and whatever we're gonna, but I think we can just kind of get an idea if we get one done, and we can kind of go from there. And if I was gonna be granted permission just to say to Sandy, if you like to start yours and not have to wait on us, that will be great. And then we can just kind of mock what she's doing or kind of feed off that, or we can get one together and then let her feed off us, whichever way. But we need to kind of get something in place so she can kind of know which direction to go. And probably other business owners have schedules as well. So not just saying to cater to just her schedule, but because she has come forth and said, I maybe can help if the time allows between my event.
I just wonder, I mean, so if the bells are down, like, it's already got kind of out of the gate to do the same thing we've always done. So like your ideas of the planters, what, like, that sounds like it's, the bells are already downtown, so we're going with this direction. So with that said, and Sandy is looking to do hers, like, should we first check with Verdict and Graham Soda Shop and just say, because maybe they want to do theirs in front of their business
Mm-hmm.
versus us going and doing it, and then they're like, hey, we wanted to do this. And there is a piece of, like, if you do go ahead and allow them to do it, is there a way to like do a contest around it? Because we used to do like holiday display windows, contest. Like, is there a way, like, we want to get them involved.
Yes.
So is there a way to recognize that involvement through Graham social media or whatever? Because we used to do that where they would have holiday window displays. I don't know.
Think that's a good idea. And it gives us opportunity too to go and kind of, visit with them and get familiar with what their ideas are going forth for other decorations. But yeah, I think because there's one already at the Verdict, one at Sandy's, one at the Esco and Graham Soda Shop. So did you say there was one at Passion?
Yeah, on that corner. There's not one in
So
front
it's not
of the
in-
Verdict.
Oh, so it's just on the other side of the road, though?
Yeah, it's just. on
It's
the other side
across
of
the, it's
Passion
across the
side.
sidewalk. Okay,
so
yeah.
Passion and
So-
over beyond the, those businesses there on that corner.
But I mean, do we know if like, Verdict said, oh gosh, we really want to be in on this? Do we know if there's a possibility for us to get more hay bales, or we don't know?
Well, the hay bale's already in place. I think it's one
Okay.
across the street.
I'll be honest, I did not hear anything about where they came from or who dropped
Okay.
them off. So it wasn't something that we triggered here, and maybe unless.
Are we sure they're for this event?
Exactly.
Yes,
that's-
they are. I am very certain of
I
that.
believe they're
I have an email and I have a
Okay.
text verifying that Chuck has put those
Sure.
out for us.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, but that is a good question, but no,
Yeah.
I do not know what it would be like. I mean, maybe Chair Clerk Baldwin could check with Chuck and Jennifer and
will.
ask about getting more, but if you guys are gonna organize some kind of contest, we do need to get the word out
Yeah.
very soon.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Well, I
Thanks.
tell you, what they may could do is come in a collaboration, because I don't want the downtown, I don't think we would want the downtown just cluttered with stuff. I think the corners we've always focused on are good focal points. I mean, when you come in, they kind of, stand down on each corner. I think we get every business with something out there that's not the idea
Yeah.
that we're going for. But if they want to stick something there, and make it their own, if you want to donate silk flower arrangement from Graham Floral, okay, that's fine. But I think we would still need to have some type of,
Consistency.
yes,
You want to.
I don't want it too sporadic.
And I do get that, but I do wonder if you give them some like, hey, here's what we're looking for, stay within these parameters. Could they have like planning guide? Could they have, this is sponsored by Graham Soda Shop with a little sign in there? Like, is
Mm.
that a permissible?
If they would like to provide it, I mean,
Mhm.
that's
Well, I'm
fine. It
thinking they're
would be
gonna
in our
provide the
budget.
stuff that's going, they're gonna, decoration stuff costs money. And if
Mhm.
they provide that and do it, and it needs to be within certain, it's kind of giving them a chance to theme something where now it adds character, like now people are going around the town, like, oh, what does this person do? Or how does it theme back to our business? Or I don't know. I mean, like Sandy's is gonna have a certain look, right?
Well, what I'll do, we'll go out, I'll go out this week. Mr. Britt, are you available any this week? To go
I could be available. You'd be-
Okay, we can go out this week and just kind of speak with some business owners and just get their feel of how much of involvement, if any, they would like to have, and then we can kind of go from there.
Sure.
But we would definitely set some type of structure. I don't want it to just be
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
different.
And just to be the staff liaison here and trying to make us just a suggestion, but maybe something you guys would think about too, like Cheryl, Ms. Ray was talking about, the hay seems to be at high traffic corners, and that's just kind of how that's been, and that's fine. And you guys could maybe take over and if you want to encourage participation, but if it's something that you want every business to kind of do their own thing, it could turn into like the holiday storefront decorating contest, where if they would like to participate and put out some fall decorations, we could recognize them on social media, and you guys could even give a winner if you would
Mhm.
like.
How about
But,
That's good.
planters
I mean, but
And stuff like that,
So
you
what?
know, the planters around town, they pick planter.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I think they could fill a planter with flowers.
Yeah.
Covington, I appreciate
oh,
it.
well, that may be something I check. I don't know where, how the life of the flowers is going, if Samantha's,
Well,
they're starting to die off or what, but if you guys want to start with, like Chair Clark Baldwin said, going out this week, y'all can figure out a day.
just see
Mr.
what
Britt
the
and I will
interest
get
looks like.
together, we'll get together, we'll go out, solicit the business, we'll report back to
Voluntold.
Evan.
There you go.
We'll report back to Evan, and then Evan will report back to the commission as far as what we found,
Okay.
and then we'll know to move forward. We'll also, Mr. Britt, while we're out, we'll get Sandy's exact time, if any, and all the business owners' times. So that's gonna be important, because I'll start talking and probably forget. So we will put down then that we will solicit the business for their ideas. And then we will report back to the liaison, Evan. So we're gonna solicit and then report, and then we will, could we do a meeting online? So everybody could be a part of it if you wish to, wherever you are. Just coming back together, just saying, or just email individually back to you.
Yeah.
So we don't email as a group.
Sure, for open meeting laws, if you'd like you said, report back to me. And then Chair Clark Baldwin, you can let me know if you'd like to see if the other members want to meet, and I can put out like a Google poll for availability if you guys want to start decorating. So,
Okay.
I can try to communicate with the commission, but I mean, obviously, I don't think you guys will be making any big decisions. So if you want to talk amongst yourselves too, we just can't hold a meeting without open meeting. So if you guys want to talk amongst yourselves individually, one-on-one, or everybody talk to Chair Clark Baldwin, that's fine. So you guys can work
I
it out.
just Googled real fast, and there, like, lots of communities do these decorating contests, like adopt a light pole, adopt a planter, and you just put some rules aside. I think I could,
Okay.
but we gotta make sure there's interest, otherwise we'll
Yeah.
be.
And we can start with our initial decorations for the corners that's already set up, and then open it up and say, well, you have until this date to put your decorations out or adopt a pole or a planter, as Bernadette mentioned. So we can kind of give them more time frame, but we are kind of in a time constraint just based on the fact that we are trying to get it done prior to the 28th.
That's what I was gonna say. This can be something that we talk about again in October for the adopt a planners, because, fall will go basically through,
November.
November.
December, yeah.
and so then you'll switch to all our Christmas stuff. But,
So let's just say for now, if everybody agrees, we'll say for now, we will focus on our fall decorations based on the corners that's already set up. Now, if we're saying all the corners, we could extend two other corners, which will be the verdict and the ice cream
With-
Wits. So that Wits would be across from Graham Soda Shop, and the verdict would be across from Passions, and then Sandy's, and then Esco.
So I guess another question is finding out from Mr. Covington about the planters,
Mhm.
because like with the verdict, you have those planters on the side of it, they could decorate those planters.
Mhm.
So,
if that's something that
Verdict agrees.
Mr. Britt and Ms. Clark Baldwin see an interest from a lot of those. I don't know how many planners we have exactly downtown. I know there's probably like three maybe on each side of.
I think it's a total of, is it a total of 9 or 12?
Yeah,
I'm
there's
not
like
sure.
3 on each side of Pine, or not Pine, Elm, and then maybe some on North and South Main. But anyway, we could
We'll
figure
figure
it
it
out.
out. So Mr. Brent, our assignment is to also count planners. Okay, so do we need to vote on anything tonight? It's just open discussion,
Mhm.
but we are going to focus on getting our main areas decorated prior to the 28th. So if we can start sending it out availability to Evan, we can all give it to him tonight, or we can choose to email it once we have a better idea. Then we can see how many people are available on the same dates and time, and then just kind of gang up and go. And once we get an idea of what we're doing, you can kind of drop by at any time and say, oh, okay. Now we have to have the decorations at a central location, somewhere that's going to be open after work hours, since some people still work. Not everyone is going to be available during the day, so we need to decide on where the decorations will be kept so we can access them.
Yeah.
EP Gates is normally open late. Colonial Hardware closes at what, 6?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't think it's a
Yeah.
late.
They're not late, yeah. So we need to find out somewhere where we can access them at any time after business hours so Cheryl can participate.
Sure.
Okay, all right, if there's nothing else, anybody else have anything else they want to add to this for fall decorations?
Somebody gonna go shopping to like get square clothes once.
I would say 2 people can go, or 1 person can be, and how do we do this, Evan? Do we get a check? What do we do? How do we get the decorations? How do we get the money?
So I think at some point you guys would have to ask
Reimbursement.
for, yeah, you might have to be reimbursed. I mean, I don't think council would have a problem with you guys spending money on decoration. So if you want to maybe collect receipts and then go to a meeting in October or whenever and get the
I
reimbursement.
thought if
figured
it
out.
Well,
was, it's part of the budget.
Yeah,
I
where's
thought
the
it
money
just-
from our budget?
I think it just
Yeah.
went to the
And
city
if I-
manager.
Yeah, we
Okay.
don't have to, because it's already approved.
Okay, yeah, no, the
I do have to
1,500.
Clarify that, but
Yeah.
I do think
The
since it's already
1,500 is-
budgeted, it, if it's within what we, but if it's
Mhm.
within what we asked for in the budget, then it would just go to city manager for, request of reimbursement.
Okay,
I recall last year, the ladies had bought some stuff and they had receipts and it was like, oh, don't do that. Like, they got reimbursed, but it was kind of a thing with. the
Yeah, I-
let me get it, either Aaron or Megan tomorrow and and I'll email and I'll answer, because that is important. I don't want you guys to go spending your money if it's going to be a pain in the
Yeah,
butt to get
yeah.
reimbursed. So let me,
Yeah, I think they wanted us to just get the money from them and then bring the receipts.
okay. Well, I do know that, like I said, this is perfectly within y'all's rights to spend money on, so that won't be the problem,
Yeah.
but just making sure we're doing it the right ways.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to one of them tomorrow and I can email an update. as
So
soon as-
Evan would check on
Mhm.
the
Reimbursement.
monetary transactions for us. Okay, anything else? Okay, if there's nothing else, then we're going to move on to 5A, which is going to be flags and the updates.
Yes, ma'am. So
Mr. Liaison.
I know last meeting, or maybe the meeting before, no, it was last meeting. Ms. Conzelman did her presentation on some of the flags, and I know you guys have just had general interest in the flags downtown. And Mr. Britt, to fill you in, sometimes when you're driving downtown, you'll see the Graham, they have the pictures on them, on the light poles a lot of times. And so we were looking, or the commission was looking at getting a new set of flags, maybe new banners for those poles. And so Mr. Holland brought up that council had actually also recently gotten interest in this. They have some basic templates, but there's going to be some banners are going to have directions on them, like Sandy's this way, Graham showed us out this way. Some of the banners that I saw in an email include just attractions around Graham. There was a children's museum that had a picture on it. Some people shopping that just said support downtown business in Graham. So some of the flags had that. Where you guys were going to come in, would be picking designs, maybe working with them on that. But there's no, they're gonna talk about it at the council meeting tomorrow, if any of you guys are interested in hearing about that from
Now,
what
we are here interested.
Mhm.
What time frame are they talking about with their flags? Because I understand the flags are such a job to get up until they want them to stay up at a certain length of time.
Sure. Mhm.
And just wanted to make sure that it,
Yeah, I don't know a specific time frame. I guess we'll know more after the meeting tomorrow, but it's very early stages right now because when I talked to Mr. Covington and Mr. Robertson, the Public Works Director, Burke Robertson, they didn't really have specific quotes that they had gotten for the flags yet because they hadn't settled on a design. And I guess that's where you guys will come in too. If they decide on that tomorrow, then maybe that's what we'll be talking about in the October meeting. But
okay.
he had just a very basic idea. There's 53 banners from the 100 blocks of South Main, North Main, and then Elm to Hardin. So, I'm sorry, Main Street to McCaden Street, which is south of here, where the Wells Fargo is, and then to Market Street, which is north of here. So that square. There's,
Let's say that again, please.
So, yeah.
Only 53
Elm-
banners.
53 banners.
100 banners,
53.
53.
Yeah, sorry.
100.
100 blocks, sorry. So
It's
I did a
53
bad job.
banners from one
Oh,
hundred
yeah,
blocks,
53 banners,
South
I got it.
Main to North Main.
It's so Main Street is the one that runs, obviously.
Main to
Mhm.
Aiden Street.
Yes, McCaden is north of here. I don't know exactly what street that is. I think that might be the one near Smitty's, and the pizza place right past the church when you're leaving downtown headed north. And then McCaden is down there where Wells Fargo is and the Shell gas station right here south of us. And then just from Elm to Hardin, the 100 blocks. So one block out from the courthouse, basically. And in that space, he told me there were 53 banners in that area. That, I think that's the area they're looking to replace.
But there's some banners that go all the way
yeah.
down to,
Yeah, Forest.
Arby's.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I don't,
Go all the way to
53
Wendy's.
is-
yeah, Wendy's.
Yeah,
in there.
down to Wendy's, yeah.
And from what I'm hearing, I don't think that they're looking to take on that kind of, that size that they did last time, because they probably found that hard to maintain and keep track of. So I think we're keeping a lot closer to downtown with these flags.
So then
Again,
will
these-
they discard the ones that are up, so it's all matchy?
I won't speak on it because they haven't talked about it, but I'm not sure yet. But they, like I said, tomorrow they're gonna talk about it. I was just giving you guys the update that there is some movement on some other banners and you guys may be consulted in the future as far as I know.
Okay.
That's what I know right now.
So with them, planning to maybe display some banners, we just wanted to keep in mind that our kickoff was gonna be from May to November, May to.
Memorial Day to Veterans.
Yeah, so, as long as they understand for 2025, we have already some reservations for the banners. And it wouldn't be a conflict of scheduling because I understand that it takes a long time to install and they expect not to have to do it within a certain time frame. So
Mhm.
if I can get an understanding and clarification on exactly how long their banners are intended to hang, that would be a great way for us to make a decision.
Mhm.
And hopefully they will, decide with us not to interfere with what we already have on the table.
Yeah,
That would be my suggestion. That's all I have.
And with that being said, I think 53 is not really good.
Well, 53, but the way this is displayed, you can get 2 on each pole, right?
But it's two
So-
holders then, you know,
Yeah, so you
And
can
I-
get 2 different ones on each pole.
right.
So we're doing 106.
maybe, yeah.
Not all of them could handle that,
Oh, not all of them can
Right.
do 2.
right.
So what I'm gonna ask then, if we could have Mr. Covington come present, so we can get some specific information about the 53 banners or spaces that are available. So we'll know exactly what we are doing before we solicit, because we have probably more than 53 Alcovettes. And so we can be open and fair about it. I guess we need to know what exactly we're dealing with and how would we equally distribute, making sure that no person is left behind or how do we do it? Do we, say the first ones that paid the amount of money, which probably wouldn't be hard for a lot of people? Or do we say we will, select them according to a certain year and time frame of service? We'll have X amount from this year to that year, X amount from the next year to
Every
the next
year,
year.
You know,
What is the best way to solicit? So we can keep it,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, those are,
across the board
Mhm.
honest.
and those are the things that we talked about last meeting. Mr. Bridges, to fill you in, there was, an idea floated by Ms. Conzelman, and then the rest of the commission liked it as well, to do banners that honor veterans in the area. Families could buy space for a banner. The banner would be ordered and then put up from May to November for those holidays, July 4th, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, that kind of thing. And so, yeah, those are questions you guys are gonna have to keep in mind. And also, when we know more information, I don't want to speak a lot on what city council's planning to do, because I don't know if they know yet. And so I was just giving you the update that that is going through, and definitely that may be something you guys hear about, because I know we talked about your own banner project that you guys are working on, so you can continue to work on that, but there probably will be some communication that needs to be had as the thing moves along, and we'll see how it plays out in the next couple of weeks, maybe even months, with the city council side of things.
and I did have a conversation, did say it's a lot of work putting them up. Now, the hardware is sold separately. It's about $25 a pop. The flags are about $100. And I had sent from my hometown, their little application and whatnot. But they have, I think, it's like 117.
Wow. Yeah,
So, you know,
Yeah.
but, so it is something to, I just think 53 might just be too little.
Mhm. Yeah, it'll be something you guys have to decide exactly what you're looking to do, and then
Mhm.
compare that against.
Yeah, because it just doesn't seem like it's gonna be feasible with the manpower. You gotta consider manpower. The amount of time it's gonna take for labor, and then having them to come back and take them right back down by May, and getting manpower again. So whose budget does this come under? We only have $1,500, so we
That's
surely
what I was
can't
gonna say.
pay any person to do that. But
Yeah,
it's a good idea. Don't want to brush it. I don't want to, dismiss it right away, but I would like some clarification from council. So,
sure.
um,
Well, you guys are welcome to go to the meeting tomorrow and see how that plays out. Like I said, I think Aaron said they're talking about it tomorrow, and they sent out the agenda. Yes,
I
Well-
can,
I'm flying out
Right.
tomorrow, so.
I can try.
if you guys want.
Cheryl can go.
Yeah,
I said I can try.
yeah. But what I will say is, I don't know, these are just the very broad
Yeah.
strokes, so any specific questions, definitely ask them. I'm not trying to speak for them, because
No,
like I said, this isn't
absolutely.
very
We
far along
understand your
the line. So,
position.
just, yeah,
But-
any questions though, you definitely are welcome to contact them, or Miss, our liaison.
yeah.
Miss Bonnie, excuse me, I had a
Yeah.
Bonnie.
And
Whitaker.
have we heard from Bonnie? That was on my,
She had
email
COVID
today,
today.
yeah.
she what?
She has
emailed.
COVID, so she was out today. But she did contact me and let me know. So she is someone you guys could reach out to if you did,
I'll reach out. to
after the
Bonnie.
meeting tomorrow, if there were more questions about where it's going. But
Yeah.
as
I'll
far
reach
as I
out
know,
to
that's,
her.
that's just the broad strokes of it. There is the idea, and they have talked about a design a little bit. So that's all I got, but
Okay.
definitely keep in mind what you guys are wanting to do, and we'll see how it plays out over the next couple months.
Well, yeah, and one of the things would be if we have 53, all of them cannot support two each, which would make us 106. What would be the cost to get them where they can? So it's a lot, which we
Yeah,
probably don't
it's a
want to do.
placement of some of the poles, like it might have a tree next to it, so you could put another flag there, where there's something there in the way, so that
Yeah.
would be the big thing. you know,
Yeah.
So not everyone open to hold.
Sure.
Yeah, so, yeah, I guess, Cheryl, if you're able to make it, the structure and the layout is gonna be one of our issues, and the time frame.
Mhm.
Manpower, and who
Well, I
approves
think
it.
we're just listening to what they're doing, because I did hear them speak about a little bit of this at a prior meeting.
Mhm.
And so I think we're just trying to see what they're doing, because they're not gonna duplicate, a piece. But I'm looking at their agenda now just to see, but we can get more information and then maybe ask Bonnie.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, and if you have any questions you want me to ask any of the
I'm
staff
not getting up
over
tomorrow and
here?
asking anything.
Well, you know, you can just ask Bunny, I guess, the liaison, and then she can get with the council.
Mhm.
Just things of our concern, like how many is maximum that we can actually get done.
Sure.
For the areas that may not allow for a flag to be hung at all, how many would that eliminate?
Okay.
And the labor, and the costs, just get an idea of what they're willing to help us with, even if we come with another idea at a later date.
Mhm.
So we'll know going forth, yeah, this is probably something that council would be strictly, uh, you know, going to be handling because it's out of our budgeted area,
Mhm.
or is something that council says they will match us in funds.
Yeah.
The funding is gonna be really.
Sure. And we'll see how,
I think for this,
mhm.
Yeah, we have the people buy it, but we still have to have the manpower, which means that we'd have to have Public Works and Covington staff involved. Who pays them?
And that's something they're gonna have to talk about even on
Their flag.
their, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no small feat to do it, and they may be asking some of the departments in Public Works to alter their schedule a little bit, would be my guess. So, yeah, we do need more information, and we'll let that come to light and see what you guys want to do about that. But I'll definitely keep an eye on the meeting tomorrow, and you guys can as well, and we'll see what they say, and we'll go from there.
is it
And
worth
Mr.
it
Kidd,
to
if you're
email
available,
Bonnie
you
and
can go.
send her a
It'd be
picture of
helpful.
these?
I can make her a-
And just say, look, this
Me
is
either.
what we're also looking at. If we
Sure.
get together with
I
the
can
plans.
shoot her an email tomorrow and make her aware that you guys are looking at this.
Okay.
Because if they go into that discussion tomorrow and they don't know, it may be helpful that they are at least aware that you guys are trying to get this started. So I'll send her that information, and hopefully if it comes up tomorrow, she'll bring it up if it's necessary.
And also, because I'm so in love with this idea, we may could do some type of contest. Enter for your family member to be represented by flag with a donation from the family, of X amount of dollars. We will honor your family member from this month to that month. And if you could please make an entry, we can come together, we can vote on it and get down to 53.
Yeah,
That would give them some
That's-
participation.
yeah, that's tough.
Well, it would give
Yeah.
them some
you're-
participation. It would give them
yeah.
an opportunity not to complain.
Yeah,
We,
but-
we weren't able to be home.
Are we only looking to do this for one particular year or
1 year.
over multiple years?
Well, in this, for my own hometown, they're doing it for 3,
Yeah,
is what they're figuring, for like 3.
And
So
then
they're
that
just
means you
gonna
gotta
hold the
have
flags back
labor,
and then put it back on.
you gotta
you
have
know,
labor staffing for 3 years, and I just don't see, we're
or
a
the
small
family
town.
member.
well, I was just saying they pay for it for 1 year. Next year, someone else gets put up if there's more than spaces available type
Yeah.
thing.
Well, that is an idea.
a waiting list.
A waiting
Also,
list,
is it
yeah.
just Graham residents, or is
Very
it
good
going
idea. I
to be
like that.
county?
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
the
yeah,
big thing, too.
I think that, just talking about the project that you guys are worried about, putting the council thing aside for a minute. Yeah, you guys are definitely gonna have to decide on those things, and if you want to wait for some information to come out about the banners that council's looking to do. But then definitely, you might want to reach out to, like I said, Alco Vets or any other veterans organizations in the area and make that decision if it's gonna be an Alamance County thing, if Alco Vets wants to help, or if it's gonna be City of Graham only. If you live in Graham, you can apply for one of these flags on behalf of somebody.
And I was thinking
So-
extending it to Alamance County.
Yeah, yeah.
And then have this waiting list, what Mr. Britt
Mm-hmm.
suggested, and you can do 53 increments of 53
Sure,
and run it for 3 years.
Yeah. definitely. Well, I think,
An
yeah, you
idea.
guys keep those ideas and keep working towards that. And then we'll also keep our eye and keep our ear open for what city council, how they move forward on theirs, and we'll go from there and see how it shakes out.
And I know that we've seen some different vendors who may have some less costs, for us. And going through the city manager also can help us with taxes on anything that we're ordering. So we have some options in cutting some costs. But it's just a matter of being able to cover labor and installment. So that's where we are, and I'm
So,
sure
and
they
you'll
are.
reach out to Bonnie, give her a heads up.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, I will reach out tomorrow. Just to
Okay.
let her know that you guys had thought of this idea for flags in the past.
Good,
Okay.
great, so that's it. Any other discussion on the flags? If not, we'll move to the next item.
Yeah.
Litter and cleanup.
Yeah, this is just real quick. I just mentioned it last meeting about the NCDOT litter cleanup, 2 weeks. There was a 2-week period where they're encouraging people to do litter cleanup, so they don't organize it. They're just encouraging communities and organizations like yourself to organize one. So I know it's short notice, but it's definitely something you can keep in mind for this time that they do another litter cleanup. I can be more prompt and let you guys know if you want to organize one, or
What are the 2 weeks?
the 14th and the 28th of this month. So like
Oh.
I said, it was short notice, and when I brought it up last week or last meeting, I wasn't quite sure if they had already organized certain events and communities, but when I looked into it more, it's just, they'll give you some supplies if you go to an office and pick them up, but they're not gonna organize it for you and tell you you can show up at this time because there's one going on, if that makes sense. It's just kind of an initiative to get people to schedule their own.
Have them keep us in mind.
Yeah, well, that, and you guys can also just organize any around anywhere, you know.
Yeah, we can organize one for the park.
Yes, at any time of year, maybe not
Mhm.
winter, but at any other time of year. Yeah,
Because after family reunion time, you have a lot of debris.
and as someone who worked in parks for a couple years, they can always use a litter cleanup for sure. So
Yeah, so we can
anytime you
consider
guys,
one for the parks, absolutely.
that's, as it's getting cooler, maybe that's a good thing to do too, but there'll be a lot of leaves in your way this time of year. We're coming up this time of year, so we'll
So
just
you
keep that.
suggest a time for us and we'll
Okay, well,
try
yeah,
to put it on our calendar.
okay, well, I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. Any other discussion about litter cleanup? Any other suggestions or
Hmm.
everybody open for just keeping us informed, okay? If there are not any others, then we'll move right ahead to the city council updates. Did Bunny touch bases with you, liaison?
Yeah, she just
And-
is recovering from COVID right now, and I think today's the last day of her isolation. So she should be here next month, and I will definitely let her know, like, about what we discussed here tonight and fill her in. And then for staff updates, the only thing I had was that we still haven't gotten any business beautification grants. I'm exploring the idea of extending them maybe another month and giving people a little bit more time, but I've talked to a few people about them, so I'm thinking maybe in the next week or two, I'll start to get some in. And that'll be something that happens at our October or November meeting, depending on if I extend it or not, but I'll let you guys know what I end up doing there.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
So, we have money in our budget and they make an application. So a lot of the awnings and whatnot like that. Mercantile, they got a garage door.
Mhm. Trailhead did a nice awning. I mean, just anywhere in the city.
Yeah, Frank's
Mhm.
Jewelry and stuff like that. We help them out, you
Okay.
know? So they get up to half of whatever the
Like a
quote is.
50-50
If
match
it
or
was-
whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Up to $5,000.
So, yeah.
So again, if you guys know anybody that owns a business that would maybe be interested, please encourage them.
And it's downtown. It's like kind of.
This one's actually, your guys's can go anywhere, because Trailhead's over near the city limits. HRC does their own downtown section.
Mhm, mhm.
But so anywhere in Graham, basically.
You know,
Gotcha.
I've been trying to get the guy on the corner of Hardin and Maple there, that gas station, get him.
Why not?
Yeah, bring him the
Yeah.
thing and,
Why
you
not?
know, he's renting and I guess it's on him
Mhm.
to do it really. you
Gotcha.
know, so. That would just be nice. Uh, yeah, over here, they did their planters and.
Mhm.
We'll have a lot of exciting things going on, Mr. Britt. You're gonna really love being a part of this commission. And having said that, I'd like to welcome Mr. Clell Brett to our commission tonight. He has 7 years' experience with the North Carolina District 11 Forester Service.
Forest Service, yeah.
Forest Service. And do you have anything you'd like to say tonight to the board or to
No,
the
no.
public?
Just learning and happy to be here, so.
Well, great. And we're happy to have you aboard. And thank you so much for volunteering your service. And the city of Graham definitely appreciates that.
Mhm.
Having said that, I would like to now make a motion for this meeting to be, have a motion made for this meeting to be adjourned.
Did you have any other staff update?
Nope, that
Nope.
was good.
I move, Chair, for adjournment of the meeting.
Can I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
No, no,